in a high-security compound in northwest England is a machine that mankind has only been able to dream about. And I'm being allowed to see it. The building I'm going to is anonymous. Inside is a project extraordinary, intriguing, and extremely high-tech. Many of us think that Britain had a great industrial past, but today we make nothing. But behind this door is something that disproves all that, and it's made in Britain. What? This is called the Mantis, the world's first autonomous aircraft. It isn't a drone. There's no one on the ground controlling it. It thinks for itself, decides for itself, and flies itself. See, I was expecting something that was a kind of oversized model aeroplane, but it's just miles bigger than I had pictured it. It paves the way for a science fiction future of pilotless airliners and driverless cars. But will technology like this finance Britain's future?
People really are understanding the importance of manufacturing, and that designing and making things is actually good for the economy.
At difficult times like these, it's easy to be overcome by economic gloom. After all, we've lots of problems to resolve. But there are plenty of reasons to be confident in our abilities and in our future. So what is it we do well? What do we do wrong? And how do we pay our way in the world? Who says we don't make anything anymore? Love it or hate it, this typhoon shows that when we put our minds to it, we can do engineering as well as anyone. At £75 million each, they're expensive, but the Typhoon is arguably the best military jet in the world. It's the product of a four-nation consortium, but BAE Systems in Britain is assembling about 200 of them and makes some of the most complex parts. In the global businesses of aeroplanes and defence, or arms if you prefer, Britain punches above its weight in the world. I've been invited to join a test flight. Like a lot of British industry right now, BAE is working hard to sell more overseas, and that means constant refinement of the plane.
Second test point is item 7, which is an air-to-air gun attack, and what we're looking here for, Nat, is if you can basically monitor the direct-to-gun sight and assess the aiming pipper, its stability and accuracy about the target position.
Nat Makepeace is the company's chief test pilot.
First thing, what frequency are we working on telemetry? Said 6, perfect.
Everything about the Typhoon has been designed to be high-tech and high-value. The next generation pilot's helmet will cost £250,000. So, what do we want from manufacturing? You want speed, agility, sophistication, ambition. Is this the single object that encapsulates them all?
Just going to grab handle around here and just...
That bit goes in. BAE Systems is the second biggest defence contractor in the world, employing 33,000 people in this country and trading with 8,000 other British companies as suppliers.
Thank you very much. See you guys later. Thanks a lot.
Only a fifth of its business comes from the British government. The rest comes from overseas. Britain is very dependent on BAE Systems and other manufacturers to generate those export revenues.
Punish 5, Roger, climbing to the block, flight level 80 to flight level 180.
26 for departure, QFE 1014.
That's Blackpool Airport on the right there, just you can see the tower just on the right side there. obviously you can't go and buy one of these at a showroom on your high street. And perhaps because you don't get to see it very often, perhaps because it's quite controversial, it's just one of those under-recognised manufacturing and engineering achievements.
But how much of an industrial force are we? To answer that, you need an overview of our entire economy. Well, right across Britain and all advanced nations, it's services that dominate. That's everything from banking to retailing to distribution. Services now account for 3/4 of the entire economy. Manufacturing is 12% of the economy, a vitally important sector. It's bigger than financial services and accounts for most of our exports. We have a lot of engineering and food and drink manufacturing. We're also big in chemicals and pharmaceuticals. But we have let a lot of our factories go. While we do sell enough overseas to pay for the vast bulk of our imports, there's still a gap, and we've been relying on borrowing to help plug it. That can't go on.
It's not just me having a white-knuckle ride. Our economy has had a white-knuckle ride as well. And what it means is that right now we need to start paying off debts. We need to export more. We need to import less. And that means we're going to be relying more and more on our manufacturing sector.
But are manufacturers capable of exporting us out of trouble? It won't be easy, but I think they are. The very forces which made us an industrial power in the first place will carry us through now.